Waiting for my friends to join. London. Hi, Mando. Hi, London. Hey, Diva.
Hey,
How are
hey,
you?
how are you? I'm
Good.
good,
How are you,
thanks.
my friend? Happy holidays.
I'm good. Happy holidays.
You see, I've got my reindeer gear
And
on.
it's red for
Yes,
Christmas.
yes, my friend, that happens. Yeah, I just want us to talk, man. With the holiday season and with a lot of
Hmm.
gatherings, how are we going to cope? Because I know my anxiety and my stress levels are up. So I've
Yeah,
been getting a lot of invites for weddings and whatnot. And how do we let people know that we do want to go, but we have this feeling inside that, no, man, I don't want to be around people at the moment.
yeah, true, true. It's very difficult. For one, um, it's not like we want to advertise our mental illness to the whole world, but
And
it's
people
also
don't
very
understand.
crucial to. No, they don't. They'll never understand, you know. And we're not dealing with close people. We're dealing with extended families, friends that we haven't seen in a short, like in a long time. And Abazu understand, you know. But I think just just for your sanity, you know, apho kwazi ukuya khona, go. And if you feel that the person that invited you will understand, or you could actually talk to. I mean, if it is your friend, then basically you can talk to them. So I would also um, suggest that you have a little
Hi,
conversation.
hi, Melissa. Let's say hi to Matt
Hi,
Chelsea.
morning.
Hi, morning.
I'm here with, oh, I feel like such a queen. You guys are so beautiful today.
Thank you.
Oh, you look cute.
One
You look cute.
would never say that you have mental issues, as they call us.
No. Nangabhalwe ebusweni, nangabhalwe ebusweni.
Ngingabonakali ebusweni nyana.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So just before you joined, and Elisa, we were talking with Lando up, saying there's gonna be a lot of get-togethers. How do we tell people that we want to go to their places, but we don't necessarily feel being around people? How do we navigate around that? Because I know the holiday season, it's a lot of gatherings, a lot of parties, funerals, weddings, and all that. But how do we educate people, or how do we set boundaries and say, okay, I'll only be able to attend this one, but I'm not going to be staying for long. Maybe I'll be there just to say hi and pass out.
Oh, okay. For me now, this whole process, yeah, of depression and finding out, usually I would put people before my needs. So I would always worry about what are people gonna say if I decline to go to an event. What does that say about me? Does that mean I love that person less, or I care about that person less, or not? But I found that when you are going through what we're going through depression or finding yourself again, is to put yourself first. And for me, even it applies to my work. If you don't know, or if you don't have a deadline of when you're going to meet a certain milestone at work, or even at home, you manage those expectations of those people. So we need to push ourselves out of that zone of what are people going to say. Remove that in your head. What is best for me? How am I going to become? Because it's about you. It's about how comfortable you are in your body at the time, how comfortable you mentally, because there's nothing that sets us back than putting or forcing things that we don't normally want to do, and forcing ourselves and putting us in situations that are making us worse instead of making us better. So always put yourself in a situation and be honest with yourself. Do you really want to go to this to these events? Do you feel like going today? If you don't feel like it, it's okay. Tell that person, I won't be able to come today. You don't even need to explain yourself. You don't even need to tell them that, oh, I'm going through a depression now phase, or this and this and that. You can just say that, you know what, friend, I don't want to come, or do you know what, mama, I can't come, or makulu. Zanbona when I'm fine, and co writing, and join. Then when you are feeling fine, then you can go and visit them, especially when it's not gonna be that person only environment that you're gonna put yourself in. Whenever at all the elements, that's what I've been doing lately, is that I ask questions, but if it's gonna be no, and I think about, okay, what usually happens in a bride? Am I ready? Mentally, am I ready? Because you're gonna have to sit there and conversate with these people. Yeah, you need to converse. If you are not there, why do you put yourself in that situation? It's not gonna be beneficial for you. You are actually gonna be the one who's you're gonna come back and you're gonna have more burdens instead of you enjoying life work. So for me, I would say put yourself first. And also, one thing we should also look at and also understand with the depression is that we always want to isolate ourselves. So also now put yourself realistically. Okay, why don't I want to go there? Do I want to go there because I'm funubonam? Do I want to hide from the world and not because we need to push ourselves also? That feeling is always gonna come, especially that are actually aware of it now. Some of us, because be diagnosed, we didn't know of the triggers. We didn't know what to look for. Force yourself to get out of bed, but that doesn't mean again, but situations for the sake of the other person. Think about yourself. Put yourself winner first. So yeah, that's
Lwando. I know Lwando is very political and she's very vocal in a lot of things. Friend, how do you say to these people that I'm not Jora? Lwando needs Lwando time now, because Lwando Lisanapa, she's modeling, she's mom, she's got work, she's saying, okay, I'm gonna put myself first. How are you going to do it, Lwando?
Abantu understand it because they see this brave face and they see a smile and they're thinking, "I boy, you can't be," you know. It's very hard, but I've chosen to go the open route, and I don't want you to keep on questioning me. So I put it on the table, but hey guys, this is what I'm suffering from. And the more I've got like a lot of social anxiety, which is funny because I'm always within people. So people don't understand Bible anxiety of like being social. So I always put it on the table and say, guys, this is what I'm suffering from. And if you see me pull away, tap me on my shoulder, you know, because then I would have known, but oh, this is a trigger. You know, so I always communicate, and I try to limit space. You know, I don't go to places that has like more than 50 or more than 20. I'd like to keep a small circle because being in a crowd, really, I deal with the repercussions alone. You know, and you need to stop being passive when it comes to your mental state and your triggers and all of that. Because at the end of the day, like what Annalisa said, Isala nawe, sheka nawe, and you are the one in bed that is suffering and can't get up. So I need to put it on the table.
Yeah, I think I also suffer from that because now people, I'm telling them that I can't come to a certain event, but they're like, it's gonna look bad. Even though I told them that I'm suffering from this and I need to take time for myself. I think when the new year starts, we should do more mental health awareness. I think for us, especially Black people, it's still, people don't want to learn. They don't want to understand that depression is real and it hits us, and we're not robots like we can switch off and on from our feelings.
True.
Not sure if you can listen.
True on that.
So tell me, what are your self-care routines that work for you guys during this season? Because I know besides getting the invites, besides getting, we also feel like everything is coming. I don't know how to put this, but it feels like our minds are bombarded with a lot of things. You want to be happy for the holiday season, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that are going on around the world. There's the fourth wave. For me, it's brought me so much stress because now we'll be losing a lot of family members we lost with the past waves, and now with the fourth one, I can't even go out, guys. It's that bad. I just want to go and buy bread and come back home.
Yeah.
From like, do you know the funny thing with me on the fourth wave? I'm not that worried about it. I don't know. I think it's because I'm vaccinated. It doesn't mean that I'm careless. When I do go out, I social distance, I put on the mask, but the anxiety is not there for me. And you would think that it would be there because first COVID took my dad. So you would think that it's there, that the necessity, but I feel like I've stressed far too much. I've lost so much time to focus on what could have been or what could be. I've taken all the necessary steps that I think that are within my control. So I'm practicing everything that is within my control, which is getting vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. When I go out, I wear my masks and I social distance. And should I get COVID with those things in place, that's out of my control. I can isolate again, or I just take it as it comes. I'm not as anxious as I was when the third wave actually came, because the first wave is the one that took my dad, and then the second and third. But the fourth one.
And the weddings, you know, us black people, they want to kiss, they want to hug,
That's when you put on the mask. The boundary must be there. You can't kiss, we're still elbowing. But we're outside, we're talking. Now put it like this December, still in attendance. So we're gonna have umgid. So we know about this indo. So we're not gonna make sure about there are masks that we're handing out, sanitizer, we're sanitizing, but it's not gonna go back to that old setting. But at the same time, we are not gonna lock ourselves away just because the lendo we're continuing. And that's one of the things that I find myself every day intentionally reminding myself, but you know what, life is too short. We hear and get deaths. It's not even about COVID. People getting in a car and then go to a big accident, or people not waking up. And when we're busy, worried, depression, thoughts is there too. They can deceive us to think that the world is coming to an end. So purposefully understanding people emotionally, it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy, and it means that I lose the battle for that day. And I like, you know what? You lose it today, tomorrow is gonna be another day. And I take it in, Lendo, and I feed it. What I'm feeling, and it's very hard for me, Kema, because so I cannot wallow kakhulu depression and whatnot, because I also have someone that is going to be looking up to me rather. So I do lose lots of battles, like mental battles every day, but I just make sure that I always think about the positive. And I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by, I'm also surrounded by sisters that actually nazo. And we tell Lulwandoba, she's comfortable when she goes around abantu I'm suffering from this. So if you see so I'm surrounded by people that already know what I'm going through. So they would see, if they see and so they would come in and it's like, and I also have someone that helps me out. So it is also like that, but you are going to need help. So the more abantu where you are, there's nothing to hide. The stigma should really fall into depression nowadays. So there's really nothing to hide. But this is who I am. This is what I'm suffering from. This is how long I've had it. And these are the things that I'm trying out. And then you don't really need to explain yourself further than that. And they must not treat you as if babukundo wrong, but at least they know. And when you want to leave, you have to leave.
Okay,
Yes.
friend, you've got Uzoli, you've got Umakulu, and Umakulu knows a lot of people. How do you handle all of that? And
Yo.
there's always who's making a lot of noise, or food, how do you handle all of that?
I think up in Lini, we are very cautious because my grand also got COVID, got Delta. My mom is,
Yes.
she works at a school, so she sees a lot of people. So every day she's got a routine of, yeah, futa, kuselwa le, kuselwa le, kuselwa le. And my brother last week was finishing isolation year, he got the Omicron. So already there's like these stresses all around. Everyone is just, frantic. Everyone is just doing this. But funny enough with me, because your depression is a very silly thing. When it first hit, I was like, you know what, it's fine. It can take me. I've got nothing to live for anyway. And I think that was when I was like deep, 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 deep in my dark corner. This
You
time
were
around,
you're not afraid. You've got a lot to live for.
So this time around, when it hit, I was like, I defeated the first, the second, and the third. So now I need to focus on my self-care routine, and I make sure I have a routine, because once you don't have something to do, then your mind withers and it goes on and on and on, and you find yourself thinking about izinto ezizakwenza ube, dark and dull, So
Exactly.
I keep a routine. Keep a routine. You wake up in the morning. You don't have to get up at 5 o'clock, but make sure you get up in the morning, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, you look good. You go have breakfast, even though are we in Dao, but you go and have breakfast, stick to your routine, so that now you know what, I'm functional. Because as soon as you are not
You
functional,
take your meds.
Yes. And I make sure that I don't skip my medication, because in as much as we say try not to medicate, but some things you need to have your medication as a primary source or your secondary source. So I have my medication. And if there's no need for you to take your anxiety medication, then it's fine, which means your body is now starting to get through izinto and you're now working things out. Yes, but stick to your routine.
Yeah.
I think
Also, just to add on,
some
to
of
Lenny.
the, okay, you can, Annalisa, you can go.
So I'm saying that also to add on to Lenny about medication and whatnot. So when it comes to depression, must you go through therapy, and then a therapist or a psychiatrist rather, you must prescribe what is best for you. You don't just take medication. So I would really advise that is prescribed on a medication to stop taking it. There should be long conversation that you have with a psychiatrist or the person that put you on the medication, that will then determine when you're gonna take it or you're gonna stop taking it. If when again I get and then you got to a point whereby she or he says, no, you can actually go off on medication, then you can. And then they can then make talk therapy so that they can also reintegrate you again to the society without the medication that helps you to alleviate that dark place up in Mondonyako. So that's basically what the medication does. It takes away the sad face to a smiley face. So if you don't have that, you need someone to speak to, so that because we think rationally that everything is not the end of the world. So yeah, that's also what I wanted to add on to Lulando, but I agree with you 100% everything else.
My divas, how are you going to enforce your boundaries, guys? Now I've got a lot of family, I've got in-laws. Annalisa knows we are supposed to, there's going to be something, you have to go there. Rando, you have to come back to the Eastern Cape, my friend. And you're like, I have plans in Joburg. How do you tell them, no, Makulba, you don't want to come back to the Eastern Cape?
Best excuse, COVID. Omicron. There's the Omicron. That's the best one.
Yes.
You know how families don't take that. You know how families don't take that. They know, ukhona umhlonyane phasi zokukhangelela umhlonyane. Akhona nto ifemeli.
Hi, no. I mean, you need to also be realistic.
our families don't want to know, even though we tell them, especially the older generation, they don't want to understand that, guys, as much as you see me happy today or you see me smiling, I'm still battling every day just to wake up and do something.
True that. Now I every day I can wake up. The funny thing about the depression that I'm experiencing sometimes is that I would wake up sometimes fine, on top of the world, go on with my business because I'm working, go on, get my first call, then third call, and then I would be triggered. Something will trigger me during the day, and it will be downfall from there. So that also is something that happens. It happens, and it's really about how you handle it and accept it, especially when you have depression already. You need to accept. I think that's the first thing that you need to do, accept, because everything else that we're gonna say that we do, or the self-care routine that works for me, it might not work for you, but you need to understand where you are in your journey, and do the things that you like doing. So for me, I like reading, and I use my phone to read. I don't like the actual book. I don't like the hard copy. So most people would think that I'm on my phone and I'm on Instagram or whatnot, but I'm usually reading or using my phone. And that's something that I do for self-care. Or I go for facial, or I do my own facial, or I put on makeup once in a while, or I just go out with friends. So that's something for me, close friends that I am safe around, you know. So that for me is something that I do to make sure that I am in a positive space for me. I tried working out, didn't go well. I don't think I'm ready. I don't think my body is ready. Did help for a week. It helped. It helped for a week. It was good.
Like,
I was fresh in the morning.
maybe next year.
Yeah. So I tried it, and then it didn't work out for me, and I felt like, okay, you don't have to force it. You are gonna go back to it one day. Doesn't mean that it's the end. So that's also something that I've also came to realize, is that if I fail on something, doesn't mean I'm a failure. I cannot go back 10 steps. I should accept that, you failed here. Not really failed, but you stopped doing this. Why? Why have you done it? And is it the end? And how does that make you feel? You need to explore with your emotion as to how is it exactly, where am I in this whole emotion thing. And from this thing came to a point, I'm not someone that's vulnerable. I don't talk about I never used to talk about my feelings. I never used to let everyone in on anything that I'm feeling. I'll be like, And then it became bad. When I had to deal with it, that is when I started having that shift, or that shift for me came about. And I started understanding when people say, you know what, you are most powerful when you're vulnerable. Because usually when you're opening up, for me, it's just like, no, you are putting your guard down now. So you're letting everyone in. You're letting everyone in. While you're letting these people in, there's obviously that high percentage that you're gonna get hurt. And I had that wall up. So with all this, also the depression, I had to break down all those walls and start working and start rebuilding and restructuring my renovations. I call it my renovation in a healthy way, and also in a in a friendly and accommodative way for both me, so that I can be comfortable. First and foremost, I'm comfortable, and then whoever comes into my space that I let in, I am comfortable enough with the things that I'm sharing with them. So for me, that has also helped me out. And in doing so, when I'm at my lowest, I can be on my lowest. I don't have to act as if I'm not at my lowest. I can just say, you know what, I'm not feeling well. Or they look at my face and they will know that, okay, this one, or the mood, because I'm one person that likes a vibe where people are laughing and, having fun, chatting, smiling. I love laughing. So if I'm not laughing, that means there's something that is, there.
Good.
So yeah,
For
that's
me,
how.
meditation really works. Even now, I have got my candle on, just smelling that uh, aroma around me calms me down. And then, yeah, I just want to, Luando,
I'm
yeah,
back.
oh,
I think we're back. Yeah.
we're talking, okay, I'm thinking that I've got my candle on right now. I'm smelling that aroma. It calms me down, and I've learned not to be superwoman. I used to, oh, messy
Mm.
place, go crazy, just want to pick up everything and do everything.
OCD.
I
OCD.
see, I allow my body. If I'm feeling down today, I'm not up to it. I'm not cooking today. I'm not doing anything today. It's me time. I take me time.
Mm.
I take a walk or just go 5 minutes outside, get some sunshine, and then come
Yeah.
back. And I've got this little one who reminds me, Mom, you need to take your pills. I don't want you to go back to hospital. So, yeah. So, what do you do to take care of Luando?
Yo, with me, yo guys, it's hard. Yes, it's very hard. But like I said, routine. And once or twice a week, I make sure that I'm out. Out as in outside the perimeters of home, you know. If
Yes.
dear Emol, even if it's just to run one errand, one small errand, yes, then I do that. And I know it's not much, but every second week I go to church and there's like a lot of people. And the questions are going to come. I was and obviously, you know, you don't need to be super personal when you answer those questions. And deep down, you know, Bana, you slowly trying to integrate yourself into the community and people can see
Mm.
Bana Ubuhile and whatnot. So
Mm.
I do that and I love my long baths one long bath, any bath salts and all of that. And in that,
Okay.
you empower yourself. Manias Kumbus Bible, dilento, you know, I'm beautiful, I'm worth it. You know, as those little side notes, don't you can put up side notes on the wall, even if it's just your bedroom or your computer screen or whatever. You know, just little reminders that you're loved. You know, you at this you're important. So that too has boni so by astray. You know, I do that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Mm. I like Lendo Teta Lwando because there's notes that you put on next to your bed or up a spilling sakho and whatnot, because kutwa, if you say something many times, your mind starts believing whatever you say. So
Mm.
if again you are always hard on yourself, you are always gonna feel bad and negative towards. And
Yeah.
Tinamos, we are critics, worst critics there. So if you're
Yes.
always having that negative thoughts and you allow them to linger and you do that every day, you're gonna start becoming a moody person. You're gonna start becoming a sad
Hmm.
person. So it helps to have that will remind you about, oh, I unjena, you are beautiful, you are this, you are that, you are that. Uzazibona now, uzazibona, because sometimes when you're feeling good, uzijonge esipilini, semhle namhlanje. But the
Yes.
moment, especially, I've noticed this when I was on a diet, because I usually would get, because diets I'm up and down. If I'm trying this,
Uh-huh.
I'm trying that, but I've stopped all of that. What I've noticed is that kind of good diet, and then I eat kakuhle for iveki okanye 3 days, Monday to 3 days, Monday to 4 days. I would actually like, oh, you look, your skin is popping. Mandike
Yes.
kabi one day. The next day ngazibona hayibo unjena kanti, because of that negative, because I'm already feeling guilty because I went off lento befuna ngiyenzile ba hayibo unjena nasana ingathi akho nto yenzekayo nje ngale diet yakho. That's one of those things that make us fall back okanye sibuye umva we sense izinto because of how we think about izinto. If you associate negative thoughts with what you believe, it's gonna be the reality kuwe, not to everyone, to you. If you believe something is true, it doesn't matter if wrong or when you're right. If you believe it, is about you. So it really does help to have some positive reminders around when, or people that actually you can text. Okanyuba phone. Avio is one of those people. I would send a video and out of the blue. And then but how did she know by actually did a video is a that I was
Uh,
thinking or relating to at the time. So you need a positive around you. that understand le journey yakho. And once in a while bazavela bakusendele something nje that they come across. Now ke obese awuzohlala ulinde undilinde uave okokoko. I need to also actively, you know,
yourself.
help myself.
Like with social media, guys. For me today, this is my last live for the page, and I'm taking a break because unplugging off of social media at times makes you feel good, because we see a lot of things that drain us on social media. Last week I was very down. No, 2 weeks ago, when that child from Ebishohai committed suicide because of bullying. It hit me. That thing hit me because I felt like if someone had stood up for her, she wouldn't have taken her life. It triggered me because part of my depression journey is trauma. So I just felt bad after that. So do you think that social media also plays a role in how you guys feel at times, or you're just good? Because for me, I know you guys are going to be posting your yachts and your whatnot. I don't want to see that. I'll see you in January. I just want to take care of my soul and just rebuild and be good for the next year.
Now,
I think
no, go ahead, Luan. I'll speak after you.
Okay. Yeah, I think to tackle social media, you must also refer back to your sessions that you have with your therapist, because those sessions are important. You get empowered, and most of the time you do the talking session, and that's when you see, okay, they're wrong, but and the therapist would be like, okay, so you see, you see this is where you lack, you see where. So with this social media, try and not follow people that don't do any justice to yourself. You know, now I'm very lucky to have a following or friends that are not out there. You know, let me not say out there, but I'm following Amaslay Queens because in that I'd be depressing myself. When I follow people that have a positive impact in my life. And I think since Badala Ngoku, we don't just pose locations and vacay where with the bay, you know, we have solid people that are posting solid things. So with your social media, I would suggest that you follow people that will do justice to yourself. And if you feel bad, this person is not doing justice to myself, don't be afraid, remove it. I can say your friend must remove it. You clean your closet. We are chayela. Go Facebook chayela. If this is not doing justice to yourself, remove, delete. Now you don't have to see all those things.
Yeah, I agree with what Ulando is saying also. Nalendo, that it also comes with maturity or understanding yourself. It goes back to that. But even though we phone, so remove it. So if you don't like the content, remove that person, and you don't even need to just stick to what you have. And I think that's what a generation we're still yet to learn. The fact that you cannot watch and think that that's reality. Social media most of the time is not reality. And part of social media that abantu abaninzi don't understand. But social media, especially Instagram, it becomes a job to portray a lifestyle. And now without knowledge would come to social media abone as motto that are being promoted for people that can afford it or can't afford it, but that can afford it. So I'm talking about I need to get that, without understanding that you work to get things that you accumulate. And then we're introduced to zona and with the society as is. And with the lifestyles is rooted as to when personally, without a depression, or with actually depression also, irregardless to set as a bound, it's a big boundary. You know what, let me reevaluate let me reevaluate what I want around me, what I can accept around me, what I can accumulate, because we accumulate so much content. With social media, with TV, sometimes we need to switch off. So lento science maybe is good. If you feel like you need to switch off, ungaboni nix, that's for your own good. Yenzelo wena, uyenzela omunye umuntu. So you do things because you want to do them, and you don't put them up. So if you don't want to follow me, don't follow me. If I'm triggering something, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing, because now I'm in my own lane. I'm not in my own lane. But when now you are putting yourself in a situation where, Baba, okay, is it doing something good for me, or is it making me feel less of what I want to feel, of a person that I want to be? Then if the answer is yes, it's making you feel less, delete Anelisa go Instagram, block. If you don't agree with the things, her views or whatnot, delete her. Go and find someone that is gonna believe views. One thing that sometimes we forget is that there's so many people on this earth, even in South Africa alone, people that you are gonna have a connection nabo, people that you're gonna click with, people that are gonna be your crew, people that you're gonna be like, now this is my community. They don't have to be your best friends, but be like, no, we are like-minded with these people. This is what I want to consume. This is the South Africa I know. This is the community I want to build or want to be part of. But don't get stuck with what is being broadcasted or fed down your throat is there to by social media, by TV, by whatever. And we have to believe that life is so complex, so versatile, and it is different. It has different forces. So when I find where you belong, and once you find where you belong, then uzazibona the change, the shift. And when it's too hard, switch off. You don't owe anything to anyone. Guys, can I quickly go and check? I think we.
Right.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Friends, you've been amazing. I felt like I'm a Joburg with Rando, and I felt like I'm with Elisa or Adang. So yeah, friend, I think we should have these talks on a maybe weekly or a monthly, because with us talking about our journey and what triggers us or what we've been through around the society, I think someone else might get help. Thank you for joining me, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful season.
Thank you very much.
Please, please tell them to understand when you have your moods. Can they give you space, please?
They definitely do. Yes, they do. They've been on this journey with me 100%.
And then I think for the next time we'll talk about our journeys, because a lot of people don't know that all three of us have been to our special retreat hospital. We'll share our journeys. Yes, it's our special retreat, my friend, because we got to retreat and come back as new people. And then it wasn't like they say, no. It was just a special retreat.
Yes, thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Umphathe kakuhle ulutho. Akuphathe kakuhle nawe.
Definitely, friend. Bye.
Bye-bye, love you. Bye.
Okay, that was it for today. Okay.